Mic check, 1 2 1 2. My name is Johnny, and this is Live with Johnny. I hope everybody can hear me. If not, let me know and I'll address it the best way. We are on a few different platforms. We on Facebook, we on Twitch, YouTube. So make sure y'all tapping in because we on every platform right now. And we finna multiply that and get on a few more platforms. So make sure you tap in. This is going to be the livest podcast. Y'all already know. Y'all been rocking me for years. I'm back. I had to take a little break to tool some things, but yo, we back in the building. So make sure y'all sharing with y'all friends and all that. So, y'all, you remember when we was during the campaign and they were always talking about like Project 2025. I even did a video that got a lot of views about Project 2025 and how I used to say that it was happening, how they're going to implement it and things like that. And then boom, we right here. And y'all can all see now that Project 2025 is very real. One of the things that they said in Project 2025 is that they were going to take a lot of government workers and fire them. And when Elon Musk came in, what did he do with Doge? He fired all of those government workers. The plan is to make government small enough to where government does not work for the average person anymore. We all seen it when they were trying to take stamps. They was just basically like, we done giving y'all stamps. We done giving America people food. The only reason that didn't happen, I think, is because I don't think even Trump understood how many of his supporters got food stamps. And it wasn't just gonna hurt us, it was gonna hurt everybody. But if it was just gonna hurt us, because they were going by stereotypes, what they've been told, they don't look at statistics. They go by stereotypes. And they thought in their mind, only people that were getting stamps was us. It turns out we get less stamps than even our white neighbors. We got the same amount of kids, but they get maybe an extra 1,000 that we don't even know about. That's why you never hear them talk about how much stamp. Have you ever heard that any of them talk about how much stamps they got? Ever? Think about it. So we gonna watch this video. I want y'all to take a look. And now that Project 2025 is halfway, or I'm not even say halfway anymore. We're 95% there. Now that we're at that point, they bragging about it. The same thing they told you that it was all false. They even asked Donald Trump on the campaign. They asked him, they said, hey, what's up with Project 2025? What are y'all trying to do? And he sat there and act like he had no idea. Thank you for putting it up. Let's see who that is. Oh, that's what's up. Hey, we're gonna put your comment up there. See, now he on there. We're gonna put his comment up there. Make sure you sharing this, please, because y'all gonna want to see this video. Like, I'm trying to bring y'all video. Because see, this is the thing with me, okay? I get a lot of my news from white people because um we don't hear what's going on the side. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, I'm saying the basis of it to where I'm hearing, what? Oh, this is going on. Okay. Because when it comes to our issues, I can kind of see that. So, but I want to see what they thinking about and what they're talking about. So you gonna check this out. This is a cool white dude right here. He got a great podcast, and I want y'all to check this out, man. And how he gonna talk about how Project 2025 is damn near
I'm old
reality.
enough to remember when a bunch of media outlets and a bunch of Democrats correctly pointed out that Trump is going to try to do Project 2025, which is
I
basically
said it.
the right wing fever dream of how to rework the U.S. government, right? How to dismantle it. And then
Wait. Did you hear that? This is coming from this dude. How to rework and dismantle the government. That means break the government down to where it doesn't work. Let's take a look. They say childcare right now is broken in America. Healthcare is broken in America. any of these fast response for tornadoes and storms, all that stuff is broken in America. That's the thing, is they're breaking America. And here's the thing, what you need to understand is once you break American government, you break all the rules. So when you talk American government is the only people who stood in between slavery. George Washington, no, who was that? And was it George Washington, Abraham Lincoln? George Washington. It was Abraham Lincoln, because they shot Abraham Lincoln because he was trying to free the slaves. America never wanted that. Somebody made a point the other day, and I it made sense to me. You have to understand. I'm gonna go back to the video. You have to understand. We were brought here to work for free. Period. Stop. Period. We were brought here to work for free. That was our mission, to be here. And we built this great country. I mean, on our backs. And there are certain people who want to go back to that. I got a video I'm gonna show y'all, and this white girl points out exactly how they're trying to go back to slavery. But here, let's play this video, and I want y'all to listen to what he has to say. And y'all leave your comments. Thank you for the comment. I really appreciate that.
And rebuild it in the image of a fascist theocracy. And I remember being gaslit and lied to by virtually every Republican in the country, many media figures saying, no, Trump's not going to do that. Why? Because Trump was asked about it on the campaign trail and said, I don't even know anything about Project 2025, when it was literally brought to his attention, hey, bro, like all of the authors were in your regime. All of the authors were people who you picked who controlled various parts of your government. The authors themselves are saying, Trump is going to do this thing. Trump's like, I never heard of it. I don't know what you're talking about. I have nothing to do with Project 2025, but it's also crazy. So wait, which is it? Do you know nothing about it, or you do know about it and it's crazy? Which is it? See, there were so many giveaways. There were so many tells even back then, because he would contradict himself. You go, well, that makes no sense. It was a thou dost protest too much type moment. The reality is he knew it's unpopular.
He of course, because one of the y'all have to understand, the Project 2025 does not include good things for Black people. And I'm going to point out exactly how I know that. Because when they first got into government, what did they get rid of first? All Black people in government. You don't see no Black people around Trump. So Project 2025 specifically said that a Black man can only reach a certain level, only certain height that he can reach, and that's it. He got to be taken out of the military, all of that. And one of the biggest reasons why is because when we see the things that they want to do and how they want to take us back, unless you're just like an Uncle Tom and you hate yourself, you hate your kids, you hate your grandkids, bro, it's some dark stuff in there. And the whole thing is, you have to understand, we come from a dark country. This shit was dark, bro. It only became light to where it had some type of light 60 years ago. This country has a dark, dangerous past, and it's like resurfacing. I need y'all to understand that. Not just on the streets, but in government and all of that. So let's take a listen.
It was unpopular, which is why he said it, but he had every intention of delivering, because that's all of his fucking donors. Like, obviously, all of his donors, all these right-wing think tanks who did work for him all the time, they're the ones who were crafting Project 2025.
Your friends are
so anyway, yet again, complete and utter vindication. I wish I was wrong. I'm sure everybody who said this wishes they were wrong, but we're not wrong. Here is one of the architects of Project 2025. He goes on C-SPAN, okay? Project 2025 architect praises Trump for implementing Project 2025. Quote, we proposed 1,913 recommendations for Project 2025. 1,055 have been implemented. Holy cow.
What? So
according to the architect, a majority of Project 2025 has been implemented, and he's rubbing it in.
And I'm going to say this one thing. I told y'all, I said this, not this last summer, or maybe the summer before that. You're going to wake up. Like when you wake up tomorrow, you're going to wake up, and America is not going to be the America that you grew up in. You need to understand that. Your kids are not going to live in the America that we grew up in. They're going to live in an America that's similar to how our grandparents or worse live in. All right, let's listen.
TV. He's showing it off. He's fucking tap dancing on our grave. That's what he's doing. Listen to this.
Did the president implement Project 2025 in this first year plus of his second term?
Well, thanks for that question, because since 1980, Heritage has been offering presidential transition projects, which we generally call Mandate for Leadership. What's known as Project 2025 was done on such a scale that we proposed 1,913 recommendations. 1,055 as we sit here have been implemented. The person who deserves credit for that is one Donald J. Trump.
And I'm going to say this too. Like when I was saying it and like you had all of your friends, and I'm not going to say what friends they was, but you know what I'm talking about. And they was like, oh, they would tell us, no, they lying to you. No, the reason why is they knew because if they do their research, they knew what was going on, but the whole thing is to keep y'all pacified, keep y'all thinking that people don't know what they're talking about so it could get passed. Because if people knew what it was about, they would have been rose up. But they needed people to be passive. These are soldiers. Your friends are like soldiers. For some of your friends are like soldiers for these people. They're telling you calm down, or they're gonna attack somebody who telling you, no, that ain't right. They're gonna attack them people. Because it's their job. That's their job, is to keep you in a situation until this stuff is passed all the way through. And then once it's passed all the way through, I don't think there's anything that we can do about it. You get rid of the Constitution, slavery is back in play. I don't know what part of that don't you understand.
If we played a role through our policy scholarship, through message testing and helping to craft public opinion upstream of electoral politics, that's great. Heritage exists not to take credit, but to offer great ideas.
He admitted, hey, bro, do you not understand that people fucking hate this?
So let me ask you this. And he said Heritage offers great ideas. What about our ideas? So basically they're saying that, and this is how colonism starts, how we first got here. They're basically taking the reins and saying that we know better than y'all, and we're gonna keep you guys in your place. It's basically what they're saying. So understand that.
Get that? Do you not understand that people are sickened by you, by all the right-wing think tanks that were involved in this, and by all the ideas in that document? Okay, just so you understand, it's over 900 pages long. Every right-wing think tank contributed to it. And it is basically like a document directly from hell.
And you see that they not allowing us to vote. That's all part of Project 2025. So ask me, or let me ask you, how in the hell is that? Would that be helping us? That's one of our basic rights. To first help us get out of slavery was to vote and have rights as a citizen. Once you take that, are you not understanding?
Satan's anus. Okay? Project 2025, the whole idea of it is we need to implement the unitary executive theory. That's just a highfalutin way of saying the president needs to control everything. We need no more checks and balances. We need no more rule of law. We need Donald J. Trump to be the emperor, overlord, god king, and to become King Joffrey from Game of Thrones, and he can decide anything and everything. That's what that means. So that's what they're calling for. They were also openly calling for Christian nationalism in that document. Well, guess what? I'm sure they're very happy that now there was a massive assault on black voting rights led by the Supreme Court. I'm sure they're happy about Roe versus Wade being overturned, for example. No bodily autonomy for women. Draconian crackdowns in red states on all sorts of reproductive care. Another thing is the destruction of the regulatory state. So basically everything we take for granted in a modern society, they're taking a wrecking ball to it, namely Clean Water Act, Clean Air Act, regulating chemicals to make sure they don't poison you and your family, right?
Listen to what he's saying that they got rid of and what Doge got rid of. How many times in the last year have you saw things being recalled because they had some type of metal chips in them or they got somebody sick? They got rid of all of that stuff. That's why you're seeing an uptick in that. Because if you just leave companies to be like Campbell Soup, You're gonna get fake food. They not trying to make sure you get they might show you commercial. Oh, we got the freshest chicken, but it's all processed. It's all that shit is processed. And if they can give you some cheap shit and get it past the government, that's what they're gonna do. All that shit can be chemicals, just like ramen noodles. All that shit is just chemicals. You're not even eating real food. You're just eating something to fill your stomach.
All the shit we're seeing now with data centers being put up all over the place, spiking people's, people's electricity bill, polluting the water, polluting the environment, noise pollution, light pollution, all these things that, people might not think of, but, oh, would you look at that? When the billionaires get to do whatever the fuck they want, they'll actually ruin your life. They'll actually, destroy everything you hold dear to try to make some more profit. Okay? And that's what this is. The destruction of the regulatory state, the destruction of the social safety net. We already know they kicked 18 million people off Medicaid. We already know that Elon Musk cut 50% of the Social Security offices, right? We already know that health insurance premiums are doubling and tripling and quadrupling, and in some cases more than that. We know that in Project 2025, they're trying to ban blue states from doing free school breakfast and free school lunch. They're trying to ban blue states from increasing the minimum wage. They're trying to ban blue states from having extreme heat work breaks, for example. They want to ban porn. They want to cut overtime pay. They want to roll back child labor laws. They want to destroy the EPA completely. They want to destroy the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which they did. They did that under Elon Musk. He went in there and took a fucking wrecking ball to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is just the corporate cops. They're the people. They're the people who make sure.
That's the people to protect us against getting scammed. And not always, that was like one of the first things he did is went in there and fire those people. The government, or they will help you get your money back. If somebody scammed you, they help you get your money back. They fire them people for like his first day.
You're not getting screwed over by a big bank or a financial institution or a credit card company. Okay, so they're just admitting it. They're just saying it out loud, y'all. They're just saying it out loud. If you were to poll individually the ideas in Project 2025, that shit would be the most unpopular document maybe ever. The most unpopular policy document maybe ever. Project 2025 Tracker, a comprehensive community-driven initiative to track the implementation of Project 2025's policy proposals. Look at this. Overall progress. They say 53%. So it's basically agreement between the architect of Project 2025 and the people who are tracking this, that they've achieved the majority of their objectives already. 34 agencies have been involved and have been absolutely obliterated by Project 2025. There's been 320 total objectives, the total number of objectives that have been tracked. You can see here, USAID, they did 100% of what they wanted to with USAID. Namely, wipe that bitch straight off the map, bro. Nobody can get their malaria.
USAID is providing aid to Africa. If you don't think we should provide aid to Africa for forever, for as long as we can, we went over there and stole people from Africa, stole their resources. Of course, we should be at least giving them medicines so they can have a better life. And they cut that. And keep in mind, Elon Musk is from Africa, but he's not from regular Africa. He's from South Africa. Apartheid. That's the race. That's more racist than America.
Nobody could get their HIV medication. Nobody could get the healthcare that they need. We've had minimum hundreds of thousands of deaths because of the shutting down of USAID. Never mind the health infrastructure being destroyed and us pulling out of the World Health Organization, all in Project 2025, has now led to a massive Ebola outbreak that's uncontrolled, and it is not contained. You can thank Elon Musk. You can thank Donald Trump. You can thank the architects of Project 2025 for that, okay? And the list goes on and on here. The National Institute of Health, for example, they took a wrecking ball to that shit. As you all know, their whole idea is we shouldn't even have national health initiatives. It should be fucking all capitalism, all free market, all Epstein class making money off of...
One of the things, the theories that floated around for years, there's a scientist, and one of the things he said that if black, I'm talking about black people, if we go two generations, maybe 2 generations or 2 years, is it 2 years? Two generations of bad health care will completely wipe us out. When you look around, you go outside, you look around, you see all these black people. You be like, there's no way. scientists said that if you give us bad health for 2 generations, that will wipe us out as black people in America. And what is one of the first things they're doing when they Project 2025? They're kicking people off of healthcare. They're kicking people off of healthcare. So you ask yourself, what are they what are their motives for doing what they're doing? We are the only country. Even Mexico just gave their citizens free healthcare because Mexicans want all Mexicans to survive. The only reason America doesn't do that is strictly due to racism. Why would they give or make sure that people that they don't even like, make sure that they be around to their 100 years old? It's like a lot of us, they just really, we want us to drop by 50, 60 years old. A lot of us are. We don't take care of ourselves. That's a whole nother subject. People, we take our health as a joke, and that's exactly what we get is a joke health. We don't go to the doctor. So we playing into what they want. 2 generations of bad health care would damn near wipe us out. So you're not going to the doctor. You're not checking yourself out. You're not going to make sure you don't have no diseases. You are contributing to the extinction of your own people. And man, I hope that's not too deep for y'all, but it's true.
Whatever the fuck they want to make money off of in terms of shitty drugs and whatnot. They've just destroyed everything. So you scroll down here, you can see so much shit, man. They've gotten so much shit done. It is just horrible. You can actually get into specifics.
And that's my and that's my thing. I'm sorry I keep breaking it up, but I'm trying to not get hit by algorithm. That's my thing. What you need to understand is why you're raising your family, while you're planning your trip on vacation, even while you're going out on a weekend. I go out on the weekends, I have fun. I do weddings. While we're doing all that stuff, they're thinking of ways to take stuff from us. They're actually doing these things. They're implementing these. We have you. That's why I say you're going to wake up and America's not going to be America because they're getting so much stuff done. Trump is just signing executive orders every day. If he don't do nothing else, they're bringing them executive orders every day. And they don't have to go to Congress. They don't have to talk to you about it. They just do it. Trump is just doing stuff. So you need to understand that, bro.
Specifics on this Project 2025 tracker. But there you go. There you go. Even the architect of Project 2025 is going out there saying the quiet part loud, shocking everybody and letting everybody know, man. Yeah.
And the reason why he's doing that is because at this point, there's been so much stuff that has been implemented that I don't really see how are we gonna be able to stop it? That would be my question. Can we even stop it? That would be my question. So that's where we at. Let me know your comments. Leave a message, y'all.